Hi, welcome all. We will be conducting this session in English. All our participants from around Europe. Welcome to our panel in Impact of Digital Review Sites and Social Media on Guest Demands. I would like to introduce our panelists to you. Dr. Reinhard Vogel, founder of Cultuzz Media. He is one of the pioneers of global hotel distribution systems who has been leading the industry in continental Europe, India, UK, and the USA, establishing his company in the year 2000 in Berlin. Mr. Anatoly Burdakov, he's the founder of the Hotellab. He has built an international career in revenue management in several continents. Since 5 years, he's leading the industry with integrating digital analytics with hotel pricing marketing, joining us from Portugal. Mr. Debeule, he is currently the Director of Account Management in Expedia Group. He is responsible for Türkiye and Middle East. He has built an international revenue management career before joining Expedia Group 13 years ago. He is joining us from United Arab Emirates. Mr. Erhan Kaya has built a global career starting from his experience in luxury hotel chains, continuing in an academic career, finally with the entrepreneurship in founding Hotel Linkage. He is passionate about digitizing revenue management for hoteliers, combining 360-degree solutions for hotels, including PMS, booking engine, and channel management. Throughout today's session, we've seen several attention points putting onto the digital media and the importance of online presence. So, depending on the careers of our panelists, I will be asking questions for them to explain to you the importance of the digital media. Mr. Dr. Reinhard Vogel, I will be asking you, how have social media transformed customer expectations and influenced booking behaviors in the hospitality industry? What are the tools that travel industry professionals do to tweak the customer expectations?
Thank you very much for the introduction, Burak. We have been at lunch together, and I told you that I have 4 daughters because we are talking about social media, and I'm not the generation about social media. I'm not using that very much, but my daughters do that. They do that really, really often and intensively. And if we are looking at social media, that is regarding inspiring, where to go. That is the question. And my daughters look. My daughters look at social media very much if they travel, and they travel a lot. They want to travel the whole world before they are 30, and that the question is how to inspire them. Yes, there is. The question is where to find them. Yeah, so it is. They are on TikTok. They are on everywhere. I would say, and they are consuming these short form videos very much, and this is coming up in the last I would say years or month even, very much increasingly these short form videos, they are using that. And if you look at this industry of this content creation, then you see there are of course friends, family where they get that from, but it is even paid, or it is about $25 billion this content creation industry. And say some of them are paid by government, by destinations, by hotel groups, by tour operators, and others are not paid. Others are doing that not paid, not for free, of course. They have these. They have influencers, bloggers, they have followers, and the question is, how do they make money? And if they look around, they have to make money as well. And if they make a recommendation, then they get paid by affiliate commission. And there is, for example, there's one company, it is called Stay22. This is a company from Montreal, and this company is paying affiliate commission or a part of their affiliate commission to these bloggers and influencers. So if you make the math for that, then you could say a hotel is paying 15% to Booking.com, and this Stay22.com is sending them to Booking.com and others. So hotel is paying 15% to Booking.com, and Booking.com is then paying maybe 7% to this company, and they share with bloggers and with influencers 30%. So they give them 30% only. That makes, at the end, they get 2% if they are directing a new guest to Booking.com into this hotel. And that is how it is working. And the question is, you ask me what can a hotel do? Because we as a company, we help hotel to sell more out there. And the question is, how can a hotel deal with that? And I would say it is easy to do it when it should not be too complicated. You should have some short form videos on your website. You should identify your target groups. I think you know them, and then you should make that available on your website. That is something you can do, and it is not too complicated. These short form videos should not have more than 3 minutes, so that they can be taken and uploaded everywhere. It can be taken by these influencers, bloggers, and even by your guests. And in this way, you can make your guests your ambassador. That is one thing which is, I think, very important to do that. And the second is, you have a booking engine as a hotel, and this booking engine should be taken as your channel, as your direct channel. And you should then pay these influencers and bloggers who want to make money. You should pay them directly. You should give them an affiliate link, and this affiliate link then could have 5%, 6%, 7%, and that is much more than these 2% they usually get. And the only thing that they have to do is to change the link in their website when they recommend your hotel, and this will be maybe for them, encouraging them to make a little bit more for your hotel and not for your competitors. So that is my takeaway. Create these short form videos and put them on your website, number one. And number two is make an affiliate link working on your booking engine. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vogel, thank you. I will be reverting to Mr. Anatoly Burdakov. As we understood, the travelers start their journey before the actual holiday, actually. What are the tools that we can understand the customer's actions before visiting the holidays? How can we, hotels, to compare the price value effectively from the customer's digital footprint?
Hello, yes, you can hear me. First of all, I want to say that I was very happy to hear a lot of highlights about analytics, about guest satisfaction rate, and that Turkey is actually leading country in this perspective about AI and technology, and really feels like now it becomes a very important topic, and it's great to see it. And me, myself, and my company, we are revenue managers, and obviously we love numbers, we love analytics. And we saw a lot of studies which already proved that, more than 90% of guests, when they start, their travel arrangements, they go online, right? So and start comparing other hotels. Usually at least 5-6 hotels they compare before they make the decision to book. Which obviously lead to the factor that if a hotel wants to be today financially successful, it needs to be manage very carefully its online presence. But if we dig a little bit deeper, we see that up to 80% of guests, they treat online ratings more important than brand, more important than infrastructure. So obviously online ratings are actually key part to attract your guests. And also, interestingly enough, that close to 70% of guests, when they are ready to book, they still compare a couple of hotels and the hotel's final price, which leads to particularly to the fact that price and value is the key management if you want to succeed, working in your in managing your online presence. And if we speak about the tools available there, it's already well established that there are tools like online reputation analysis and also rate shopping. So basically it allows you to compare your prices and your online rating with other competitors, with other hotels, and with market. And knowing it, you can really understand like where are you standing, what your strategies should be, and so on. And I also want to highlight that, today, if a hotel is thinking, do I need to check, my prices online? Do I need to have an online reputation? Actually, this hotel is already behind because the marketing is already at the level that we need to go further. It's already a lot of tools that can help you to track, for example, flight searches to understand where your guests are coming from, what the guest behaviors are, so you can adjust also your strategies. There is also a lot of social media insights, analytics that can help you to understand how your social media is doing. There is a lot of website traffic. There is more and more, automation tools like pricing, like what we do, or like upsell tools or communication tools. So there is a lot of interesting things happening right now. And I always say it as events I participate that it's clear that in the e-commerce era, when everything started to happen, the OTAs, tour operators, they start to be more online. Unfortunately, our industry realized it too late, and too late started to invest in direct sales, right, in working it directly. And while other big players were making money they already made, they even made even more because hoteliers were a little bit behind it. And now I think it's clear for everybody that we are step by step entering AI era because we have so much data around us and we have so many tools to automate things. So I think it's a very interesting prospect that hoteliers can now have an opportunity to invest more in this type of tools, right, that can help to predict, customer behavior, what is happening right now, and so on. But we need to be also realistic that it's only started to happen. So you can't really, automate everything right now. You need to, for example, build this analytics base around you, understand your online reviews, understand your pricing, understand, communication with your guests, understand your social media presence, and so on, and then start, implementing those AI tools that can also help you to direct your strategy, your tactics towards the right direction. So that would be my comment on this topic.
Thank you, Anatoly. Building upon Anatoly's discussion about the importance and emerging data, we know that Expedia Group has immense amount of data, either quantified or qualitative. How can we, the online guest review data, analyze to leverage service offering and increase service quality? Are there any tools that you can recommend us to increase the service quality that we can utilize using the data?
That works. Good. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. I know it's pretty late and it's been a lot of great content being shared throughout the day. It's a pleasure for me to be back in Antalya. I always enjoy the level of hospitality and the great conversations happening with our partners. So a big thank you again for extending the invitation to Expedia Group this afternoon. Maybe to start the journey on your questions and taking a step back. At Expedia Group, our mission is to power global travel for everyone, everywhere, and that obviously starts with a deep understanding of our travelers across the world. So to do that, and you were talking about data, we obviously can have access to our first proprietary data within Expedia that comes from the hundreds of millions of visitors that come from on our sites every single month. And this is where we then published insights and surveys such as a Traveler Value Index, for instance. And I know Ricardo from Destinia earlier was quoting a few online surveys and data points. So that's one thing, and this is one that is accessible to all hotel partners to download and better understand how to make informed decisions based on that. But we also partner externally with research institutes such as Luth, with which we have published recently Path to Purchase. So Path to Purchase is helping us look at the entire journey end to end, from the time a traveler is looking at recommendations and inspirations all the way to the time that they are booking. And so from that study, two things. The first one is we know there is a lot of content that is being consumed prior to the booking happening. We talk about, on average, 141 pages worth of content. So very critical for hotels to understand how to stand out in that crowded marketplace. And then the second one, and you were, I think in your slides earlier, kind of quoting to it, but the importance of social media at the recommendation stage. We know that travelers are turning onto it. They are looking at guest reviews, they are looking at the ratings, and they make informed decisions based on this. So when we look at Expedia, how do we essentially help travelers consume the information that is out there? Because there's a lot. And how do we help hotels stand out in that crowded marketplace? So if you start with our travelers, and traveler centricity is very important for us at Expedia Group. We strongly believe in starting with the travelers and leveraging technology to bring it to life. There's two things that I think are a great example of it. The first one is we're leveraging artificial intelligence to summarize all of the reviews for a specific hotel on our platforms and really help cut down the amount of time that a traveler would need to consume all of the reviews until something resonates and ticks with them. We're straight from the get-go extracting what are the guests liking about this property and what you should be knowing. The second thing is when we think about us being a marketplace, we have redesigned our algorithm as well a couple of years ago, and we've moved away from a traditional price and competitiveness centric marketplace where we have now integrated the traveler's experience a little bit more. And I think that's critical, and we are by default on our sort filter on our platforms, ranking hotels based also on travelers' insights. So with these changes, and if we look at the hotels, then how do we equip them to make the most out of these insights? We've developed something that we called Guest Experience Score that is available in Expedia Partner Central. That is the backend system that hotels are using to distribute their rates and content to Expedia. And we're giving them very actionable points and components that are part of that Guest Experience Score, from guest reviews, obviously, but also cancellations, relocations. And the idea of having a guest experience score is to make sure that we can reward the hotel partners that are delivering the right experiences for our travelers. I think that's a really critical part of it. To go back to your questions and more precisely on how can hotels, make better decisions based on these insights, we're leveraging here again artificial intelligence. We're looking at the last 12 months of reviews that the hotel has received, and we are categorizing these in 24 buckets. So think about breakfast, check-in, staff as examples, and we are then moving these 24 categories in 3 areas actionable for the hotels. Area number 1, this is what you need to know that travelers really like. Area number 2, these are opportunities where we believe there is improvement for you. And number 3, what needs critical attention. So it's very actionable for the hotels to know, okay, compared to my competitive set, where are my levels of opportunities? We're making it easy for you to digest this. Now, when we think about responding to a trend or responding to a guest reviews, I think we also need to think about what do we do really well, right? And that tool from our side is also pointing the very strong area that makes the property stand out in the marketplace. So it could be that breakfast experience that the hotel has delivered that is strongly highlighted by the travelers, or it could be the convenience of the shuttle, for instance, and the price point associated with that transfer from the airport. So what we want hotels to also do is to leverage these points as part of the pre-arrival experience. send a pre-communication email to our travelers and let them know about that fantastic, breakfast experience. Make sure that they can lock that upsell opportunity ahead of time. So that's for the pre-arrival experience. There's another component that I think we're pretty unique in that space to do, and that's what happens during the stay, and how do we better action on the spot the signals we are getting from our travelers. And so we've developed a tool that is called real-time feedback. So as a traveler who was booked on Expedia and I check into a hotel, I would receive after my checking a quick email that asked me 3 very simple questions. What is the experience in relation to the hotel location? What was your check-in experience like? And what about the room amenities, and is there something missing? Right, so very easy questions for me as a traveler, responding with emojis around, that went really well, and then tell me more. We have pre-built categories and words to help facilitate these language translations potentially from international travelers, and point towards the guest experience team, the reception area, potential issues that are arising right now, not after the guest has happened and the guest comes back to it and say, you know what, I was disappointed with my check-in and it took a long time. On the spot, we give a unique opportunity to the hotel to respond to it. So that real-time feedback is not being shared online, and it really helps hotel address that issue. And what we've seen majority of the time is that it helps the post-stay reviews be better because the issue was acknowledged on spot during the traveler stay. So talking about the post-stays, and that's probably a good place for me to end also that response for us today, we tend to think about post-stays comments as something that has happened and hey, you can't do much about it, right? Like the traveler has checked out, they are not happy about something that has happened, it's in the past, let it go. Well, we actually very strongly recommend hotels through the platforms to be able to acknowledge the feedback, thank the traveler for pointing an opportunities to improve your level of service. And what we see is that that extra attention and touch is also a very good proof of the level of service that the hotels deliver. It means they care ultimately about the feedback from the travelers. So 3 different areas, I think, different tools, but thinking about what happens before the experience, what happens during, what happens after, and how to make it actionable for hotels to leverage these insights from the guest reviews.
David, thank you for explaining us the tools that you have developed in the Expedia group, and also how we can analyze and improve our customer service and understanding the customers' expectations from our hotels. I will revert to Mr. Erhan Kaya. He has been actually very active in creating online content, inspired me a lot, watching the content. I will be asking about our future prospects. How do you see the artificial intelligence and machine learning, and how are these shaping the online reputation management systems for the holiday service providers? Can you highlight some touch points that can be automized maybe, like quick wins for us?
Thank you, Burak, for introduction, and thank you all for being here. And the other attendees, David, Reinhard, and Anatoly, made great speech. But there was one scene which I like a lot. When Anatoly and Reinhard talk about direct booking, like David gave them a direct booking look. I mean, so I'm just kidding. But what I'm trying to say is you don't need to worry about it, because Antalya is still in the tour operator era. So we'll come there later. So anyway, I must say most of us are not fully aware yet how powerful and impactful is AI. Even what you call the personal touch. And now I have some bad news and I have some good news. And here is the bad news. Current AI has more IQ than average human. And here is the good news. We have the power to use current AI to make our business better. You know, there is a quote, successful people usually work with people who are smarter than them. So AI is for sure smarter than all of us in many ways. And so if we can use it properly, it can help us a lot. And I can hear that you are asking, what about EQ? Let me tell you this, over the last 1 year, I'm not proud of this, but I've been interacted with AI more than my best friend, and more dangerously, more than my wife. And good thing that she is not here today. But I have learned surprisingly that even in terms of emotional intelligence, AI really responds better than in the most cases than I would. It adapts my emotion, it understands my emotion and talk to me accordingly. So it's getting my best friend. I don't know if I need to go to see a psychologist after this session, but this is what it is. It's happening the last 1 year. So, but let's pause for a moment and really discuss about EQ. Yes, the humans has EQ, but what if EQ get out of control? Let's remember a real life example. I'm sure all of us remember the hotelier from Marmaris. Do you remember him? He has gone viral with his reply to customer reviews. Do we remember it? Let's remember it. I don't know how it sounds in English, but I try to translate it in English. So the guest wrote, the eggs at breakfast were stale, and the breakfast wasn't filling. Avoid the upper floors hot and stuffy. The AC was too dirty to use. The reception staff was rude, and they showed more love to foreign guests. You can find better place for a lower price. This was the review. And here is the response from the hotel owner. This guest seems to know English, but doesn't seem to know their own stomach. Our breakfast fills everyone else. So maybe you should go and see your doctor. Maybe you can have your problem with your stomach. Also, our eggs are fresh daily. Everyone is welcome except him. So this was the review. So now imagine AI handle this. Actually, why don't we do it real-time example? So it can add some interaction, so we can see it. Let's ask ChatGPT, how would he respond to this review? Hi, Ka, how are you?
Hi, Erhan. I'm doing well. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm in front of a big audience. I need to explain them why I called you Ka. Do you mind? Do you give me 1 minute to explain it?
Of course. Go ahead. I'm here when you need me.
Ka is my favorite character from the Orhan Pamuk's book, so I named my ChatGPT as Ka. So we are discussing with him how it is. So, ChatGPT, I have one review from my client. Can you help me to draft the email or review reply for him?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help with that. What's the content of the review?
Here is the review. The eggs at breakfast were stale and the breakfast wasn't filling. Avoid the upper floors, hot and stuffy. The AC was too broken and dirty. The reception staff was rude and they showed more love to foreign guests. You can find better place for a lower price. How should I answer this review?
Thanks for sharing the review, Erhan. Here's a suggested response. Dear guest name, thank you for taking the time to share your feedback. We sincerely apologize for the issues you encountered during your stay. Your experience is not reflective of the high standards we strive to maintain. We are addressing the breakfast concerns with our culinary team to ensure a more satisfying selection. Our maintenance staff is also looking into the air conditioning issues, and we will ensure our reception staff receives further training on hospitality standards. We value all our guests and do not condone any form of discrimination. Please know that your comments are being taken seriously to improve our services. We hope to have the opportunity to welcome you back and provide a much improved experience. Best regards, your position, Hotel Linkage. Does
Thank
this
you.
work for you?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Ka. Yes, this is, I mean, the good thing about AI is there are GPTs, which stand for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. We can train AIs about our hotel policies, about our values, about our strategies. And this was just generic question to ChatGPT, but ChatGPT, or whatever you name it, can reply your customer review exactly based on your values, hotel policies, your strategies. It's not only just replying the review, they can craft social media posts for you, they can create SEO, they can create marketing strategy for you. As I told you, it's really deeper than we think. And I want to just take this one step further. What if you have a very, very negative online reputation? So if you have very bad online reputation, then I don't think that we can talk about reputation management, and then we should talk about reputation engineering. In such a case, this brings me to another big question. So the question is, do you think are humans hackable animals? So the question is yes. And AI giving us tools, and this part is really very, very interesting. AI giving us tools to decipher what you think, predict your choices, and even manipulate your desires. So basically, if you can create GPTs based on your data, which data became more important every day, which we've been saying for the last 3 years also in this Congress as well. If you can input your GPT with your customer cards, with reviews, with social media, with customer spending habits in your hotel, maybe ADR, RevPAR, average length of stay, then ChatGPT or your GPT can create strategies for you, reply reviews, create social media posts for you. And these really became very, very easy and fast. So as I told you, it's not just a reputation management, and AI can really help you to engineer your reputation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Erhan, also for the wonderful explanation real time. I will go over our key takeaways and we will finalize our discussion for today. Dr. Vogel has shared with us the importance of the content creation and also how the content, either visual content or videos, inspire us to create an impact on traveler decision making. Mr. Burdakov has improved it with the importance of matching the online content with the price and generating the guest satisfaction and the whole data tools. And Mr. Debeule introduced us to the data world and how we can use data as an example in Expedia group and how we can be, as a hotelier, use the data within the Expedia group. And Mr. Kaya has provided us several tools that we can create our own GPTs with our own data so we can extract more from the real-time world with the data now. On behalf of our team, I would like to thank you all, our 4 panelists, to spare time to join Resort Tourism Congress in Antalya to make valuable contributions. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.